keeping you ahead of Georgia's weather. This is why we First Alert.
This is CBS 46 News.
Right now at 3, flames destroy apartments, and now people thankful to be alive are scrambling to put a roof over their heads. And new details in the country's most recent shooting reveal why a gunman targeted at least one of the 4 people killed at a doctor's office. And the star witness in a probe investigating whether a former president meddled with Georgia's 2020 election takes the stand. Now breaking at 3 o'clock, attorneys for rapper and accused gang member Young Thug are in a Fulton County courtroom right now trying to get bond for their client. Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, is facing racketeering and gang-related charges. Back in May, a judge delayed the decision, and prosecutors say Williams' attorney has a conflict of interest because he represents another co-conspirator. Prosecutors also claim Williams is one of the ringleaders of the Young Slime Life gang. Rapper Gunna, whose real name is Sergio Kitchens, is also charged with violating the RICO Act. He was denied bond back in May. A judge set his court date for next January. Also breaking at this hour, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger just left the Fulton County Courthouse after testifying before a special grand jury investigating where former President Donald Trump and others illegally tried to meddle in the 2020 election. The former president pressured Raffensperger to overturn the votes that guaranteed President Biden's victory here in Georgia. Other people subpoenaed include Deputy Secretary of State Gabe Sterling, Attorney General Chris Carr, and at least 2 Democratic state senators. Well, dozens of people living in Clayton County are now homeless after a fire rips through the Stone Ridge apartments. That's off Flat Shoals Road. It happened last night. We returned to the complex this morning and found firefighters putting out hot spots. We also spoke with one woman still in shock that this happened to her.
We watch the news and we see other families going through this and we hear, but when you watch the news and see your actual home, it's heartbreaking.
So many families lost so much. Residents say neither their fire alarms nor the fire hydrants worked. The Clayton County Fire Chief confirms firefighters had difficulty getting water to the building. He says the hydrants closest to the building didn't have enough pressure. They're trying now to determine why. They're also still investigating the cause of that fire. New details in a story we first broke as breaking news this morning during Wake Up Atlanta. A DeKalb County homeowner says he shot and killed the person he claims tried to break into his Panthersville Road home. CBS 46's Tori Cooper spoke with that man as well as his neighbors.
We were just laying there watching some news on television.
Jeffrey says he hears it around his apartment complex all the time.
Heard a strange set of gunshots, maybe about 4, 5, 6 gunshots in rapid succession.
He says he didn't come outside because he had a bad feeling.
It's kind of a rough neighborhood, you know, kind of get used to certain things that happen around neighborhood activities and such.
When we arrived, DeKalb police were already investigating. Turns out, one of Jeffrey's neighbors had more insight. I just spoke to the man who lives right here, and he told me that he was awakened by another man trying to break into his home, and that's when he began shooting from the inside. You can still see the bullet holes right there. Jeffrey's neighbor was sweating and visibly shaken after telling us he shot and killed the man outside his door. He says he doesn't know what the intruder was after, but police tell us the homeowner will not be charged in the fatal shooting.
I've heard of that happening before.
Jeffrey telling us this was preventable.
Because there's no security on the property in the evenings.
Now, shortly before airtime, DeKalb police did confirm the homeowner's account of the events. However, they still have not confirmed the name of the victim. Reporting in DeKalb County, I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.
All right, let's talk about what's going on outside. This is a live look across Midtown Atlanta. It is a really pretty day, but you know what? It is hot outside. Many places, temperatures are near 90 degrees if they haven't already hit them right now. First Alert meteorologist Jennifer Valdez has Atlanta's most accurate forecast. Jennifer, I'm looking at our kind of thermometer there on the bottom of the screen. In Midtown, is it already 90 degrees?
Yep, 90 degrees outside, and areas that are getting some rain, not quite there, at least
not anymore. I am tracking some storms in North Georgia. We did have a severe thunderstorm warning. That has now expired at 3 o'clock, but we're still seeing some strong storms in the mountains. This is in Fannin and Gilmer County, where we do have a storm still producing some gusty winds up to about 40 miles an hour. Could see some hail. At one point, this storm was capable of producing penny-sized hail. We're seeing very heavy downpours, and this extends from Blue Ridge all the way off and on towards Calhoun. Getting a look a little further west, you can see more storms in Alabama, and this is what's heading in our direction. So right now, that rain, those storms confined to northwestern portions of the state, and that's where we have the highest risk of strong storms this afternoon. A level 1 risk of severe weather north and west of I-85. Could see some strong damaging winds. That rain will cool down those temperatures, because where it's not raining, as you said, Tracy, 90 right now in Atlanta, 94 in Athens. Once this front moves through, we'll see cooler temperatures. We'll talk about the timing of that and when we'll see rain here in the metro coming up.
Comes soon enough. Jennifer, thank you. Now is the time for you to download our First Alert weather app. Just scan the QR code. It's right there on your screen. You can get notifications sent straight to your phone when there's weather in your neighborhood. Now new at 3, President Biden will address the nation following a string of deadly mass shootings. Those remarks are expected around 7:30 tonight, right after CBS 46 News at 7. The White House says the president will talk about his plans to press Congress on acting to pass common sense laws to combat the epidemic of gun violence taking lives every day. Well, the president's remarks come during a time when it feels like we are telling you about a mass shooting every single day. New information from Gun Violence Archive reveals at least 20 mass shootings since the elementary school massacre in Uvalde, Texas just last week. Well, in each shooting, at least 4 people were shot or killed. New details in the most recent mass shooting at a doctor's office in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Police say the shooter killed 4 people before committing suicide. Investigators discovered a note in which that shooter said he specifically targeted a doctor who recently performed back surgery on him. According to police, the shooter blamed the doctor for causing pain after surgery. Police also say the shooter bought an AR-15 style rifle, one of the guns used in the massacre, only hours before opening fire. Funerals for people killed in that mass shooting continue today. Yesterday, a church in Uvalde hosted several services for a 10-year-old boy, a teacher, and her husband who had a heart attack days after her murder. On Wednesday, school officials announced that students and staff will not return to the Robb Elementary campus in the fall. Plans are still being finalized to hold classes somewhere else. And the white teenager charged with murdering 10 black people inside a Buffalo, New York grocery store last month was arraigned this afternoon on 10 separate counts of first-degree murder, 1 for each victim. A grand jury has already indicted the man on multiple charges, including domestic terrorism. He has pleaded not guilty. Congress is still struggling to come up with bipartisan gun reform legislation. A House committee is expected to take up a bill today that will toughen national gun laws, but that measure has little chance of passing in the Senate. CBS's Skylar Henry has the latest.
In the